Wings. My name is Ali Aguiar and I'm the Outreach Coordinator. At Books or Wings, we put free books in the hands of children across Rhode Island. I was sorting some books today and I thought you might want to join me. Come on in. Your donations will help us distribute books to children all over Rhode Island in a variety of different ways. At summer programs, in schools and classrooms, and at recess, and at community events. We help to give books to children who might not have access to books at home, and you are an important part of that. Last year alone, we distributed over 70,000 books to kids all over Rhode Island through our programs. We believe in quantity and quality. Speaking of quality, we sort our books to make sure that the very best titles get out to children and their families. This is my box of donated books from the book drive. So what we're going to do is sort everything by ages and grade levels. But before we do that, there's an important step. We take books that aren't right for our distribution and make sure that they get homes with other organizations. One of our top priorities is making sure we distribute books that are of good condition, historically accurate, and representative of our diverse world. A good rule of thumb is if you're not sure, then put it in the pre-sorting box here. But some examples of what to maybe not include in the grade level boxes are books that are old and yellowed. This one's being held together by tape. We'll put it in there. Historically inaccurate, also quite old. Activity books with little or no words at all. Holiday books. Religious books. Books that have been tattered or bent and not in so good condition. Sometimes you have to open them up to see that some books have been written in. So that would also go into this box. We collect books in languages other than English, so they would also go into this box. And lastly, books that are more for adults. These books will be gone through later by the Books or Wings staff to make sure that the books are either recycled, distributed, or given to another organization. Now I've gone through my donated box and put aside the books that the Books or Wings staff need to go through later. And now I'm going to sort by age. So the first age group is baby, 0 to 3 years old. And these are mostly board books. So anything that has these cardboard glossy pages and simple stories and words. So something like this, I love you, Daddy, and something like this. Next we have our preschool box. The preschool books are usually, you have to give them a good flip through. They have simple storylines and usually short text. A lot of the books that you might know, the series like Curious George or Franklin, Biscuit, those would go into the preschool box. Now we're going to be sorting the kindergarten and first grade box. These books are slightly longer and contain slightly more advanced concepts than the preschool books. So something here that has more text on the page, that might have more adjectives, something that a slightly older child might be able to follow. Something also that might be educational. So this is a scientific book. This is the type of book that we actually distribute quite often and we get lots of donations for. However, these I Can Read books or other leveled readers like Ready to Read are leveled at various levels. They can be kind of tricky to determine which box they go into. So we'll just have you put them into the pre-sort box as well. Now moving on to the second and third grade box. These books are mostly thin, short chapter books with lots of pictures and big print. So here we have Nate the Great, As you can see, lots of pictures, print is kind of big. These are for our early readers, early chapter book readers rather. This is another one here, Heidi Heckelberg. And a very popular one we have here, the Judy B. Jones series. It might have some fewer pictures, but also appropriate for levels 2 and 3. So now we have our box for our 4th and 5th graders. These books are at a slightly higher reading level, and you can tell because the books are longer, they're chapter books, the print is slightly smaller, and there are fewer pictures. So here's an example here, the Ramona series. A book like this also, it's a different size, but this would be good for 4th and 5th grade. You can tell the print is a little bit smaller. And these really popular graphic novels are good for 4th and 5th graders, and they love them. The last box we have here is our middle school box. So a middle school box contains books that are more advanced concepts. So here we have books that really don't have pictures in them, slightly smaller text, and they're chapter books. The Secret Zoo, Warriors Into the Wild, just as some examples. During this process, if there's any book that you're just not sure where it goes, put it in the box here that the book serving staff will then go through later. And just so you know, we go through all our boxes to make sure that they all end up in the right place. Thank you so much for taking the time to help donate and sort books. In doing so, you're helping thousands of young readers across our state gain access to the books that they want and need.